Good morning, fellow YouTubers. We are in the middle of some gusty winds blowing out from eastern Washington over the Cascades. Started yesterday. Fires erupt yesterday morning in eastern Washington, and as a result, we're sort of in a, I guess you could say, burn ban, but we're also into getting some hot weather because starting tomorrow and Thursday, supposed to be in the upper 80s before we cool back down. But meanwhile, we have to get through the high winds. It's in places as much as right there, pretty clearly, the winds are blowing. And basically what happened was yesterday, the winds came out from the north, and then at some point during the afternoon, it switched to the east and blew in over the mountains. And when that happens, it funnels the air, heats it up, and dries it out. And so we're also under very drying conditions. We are at the moment already dry from having been very dry for the summer, which is not atypical for us. But ultimately, we are dry, and we're getting drier because the humidity is so low. It's like 10 to 20%. So the chances of fire danger just went up. It is now after 6 p.m., or like 6:15 or so. The winds are picking back up, and I have a feeling it's going to be another night of potential fires, winds kicking the fires that are already going. Right now, the towns of Graham, Sumner, and Bonnie Lake have been evacuated, as well as other communities in western Washington. There's a fire. Hey there, it's Thursday morning and it's about 9 a.m. and just wanted to share with you that we're still in smoke ban, and there's still, I think, wind warnings, but we're supposed to have that end by 11 p.m. tonight, and we're supposed to start cooling down tomorrow. And what I just showed is hopefully you'll notice the tinting of the sun due to the smoke. We're still under, like I say, we're still under a ban. Yesterday we actually hit 86 degrees. Today we're, I think, still looking at about 89. And then we cool down to the low 80s tomorrow and into the 70s over the weekend. I will update when I get updated forecast on what's up for the weekend. But we should see the end of the smoky weather. We did have some fires yesterday. In western Washington, like Sumner, Ording, and Black Diamond, but anyway, out that way to the east. So, more as the day goes on. Right now, it's pretty calm out here, and the trees are showing signs of stress due to the dryness of the area. I really do need to water stuff today, so get to that. Anyhow, that's the update for this morning. More later. As you saw by the pan, and as I focus in down towards Cedar Street, you can tell that the more smoke this morning than usual, but I think we also still have a little bit of fog in the air. And the temperatures are kind of cool still. We're in the 50s right now, and we're supposed to hit 81 by the time it's all over with today. But today, our winds is going to start shifting to the south, bringing the heavy smoke Oregon into western Washington, and we may see waves of it in the next couple of days. And as a result, we could see it get worse before it gets better. But Monday, we're supposed to get some showers, and then Tuesday, a major rain comes in, and it will help blow all of this out. And this is not unusual, but it's just, I think this year it was a little bit more than usual because of the high winds that blew in from the east side. And usually, as Cliff Mass, our weather scientist, pointed out this morning in his blog, when you get a cold front coming down, like say from Alaska to the midsection, Colorado and places like that, it causes the wind to shift to the east and come back through the mountains. And when it does, it goes through the passes and heats up. So it's not a global warming thing, it's just a phenomenon that happens. And usually in September, we're at our driest. This year, we might have been a little bit drier than usual, but not by much. And we might have been slightly warmer than normal at times, but again, not by much. It was not a particularly hot summer, so no, it's not global warming. It's just a phenomenon that happens every so often around these parts. It's just the nature of the beast living in the Northwest. So today I'm going to take care of the tomato plant one last time and put it in the recycling bin, even if it doesn't go out today, and straighten up the shed, inside the shed a little bit so I can get things put away and I can get in and out of it a little easier. So, and then spend the rest of the time pretty much indoors for most of the weekend. I'll go out when I absolutely have to, like to the store or whatever, but I'm not going to be out doing any physical yard work or anything like that. These are the two tomato bushes. You can kind of see in this angle, they're cherry tomatoes, two different varieties, but because of the weather change this weekend from easterly to the west, southwest, which will bring in the smoke from Willamette Valley, and then Monday and Tuesday we're expecting rain. It's probably the end of the tomato season because once they get wet, tomatoes can and will split. So I'm pulling what I can of these, and the rest will go in the compost pile. Basically, the small fruit that you see here, most of that likely is not going to much more than where they are now. They will not continue to ripen. When they're really small, they just won't. So I'm getting all the larger pieces, and we've got some that are turning color, as you can see. Anyhow, pulling them off, and then we'll discard the plants. If I can do it, I'll get them in the compost, but the yard waste can before they get picked up. So Todd share that the growing season is pretty much at its end here in the Northwest, and that's for most areas of the country. In September into early October is harvest season for most people. Anyhow, back to my work. Here I am in the midst of pulling all the tomatoes I can and getting ready to dig up the bush on the right. In a few minutes, I'll do the same on the left. Here we are. One plant has been picked over and now pulled out, and I'm getting ready to finish up on this one. So, yeah, a couple of things. Pull in. See that little guy right there? I think you can see it. That is still it's still got the petals at the top. I don't think that will ever ripen. So, when you get to this point in the season, you're not going to do anything with them. They won't ripen, they won't do anything. Anything larger, there's a 50-50 chance, I'm going to say, that they'll finish ripening once picked. So, that's what I'm doing. Get this out and get it ready to go, taken care of before the fall rains and stuff come in. There we are. Plants dug up and the dirt put back in the holes. There are all the picked tomatoes. Or most will ripen, but some won't. And there is the last of the tomato plant. It'll go in the yard waste bin here in a minute. This is my shed. This is my next task for the morning. Straighten it up so I can get in here and get what I need before the end of, while I can. So, and we'll see what happens, but I may get the oil all taken care of as well. Can't tell if it's fog coming in or if it's more smoke just yet. But it's looking like it got worse since I came out here. Meanwhile, take a look. Go inside. This big box is for the larger of the two AC units, and I'll put it back in here, and I'll just kind of push it up in front of the microwave. It's behind it, and the smaller unit will sit on top. Otherwise, this room is looking a lot better than it did. I'll do a good organization next spring, but I just wanted to get things kind of picked up so I can get in here if I need to. Anyhow, accomplished. This is what you see Friday evening at about 6:30. It's foggy, but I think there's also smoke in the air, hence the sun looking the way it is. And it's also cooling down. It's like 72, and we only hit, I think, the upper 70s today. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, and it's about 7:30. And as you can see, it's looking a little eerie out here. It's kind of brownish gray. I think we may have some fog. I thought I saw fog listed this morning, but I think there's smoke as well, and it's cloudy. So it could be an interesting day. Don't know how bad the smoke is compared to everything else, but that's what we see. So early this morning, so I'm going to be staying mostly inside today because of the smoke and all that. It's pretty calm out here now. We don't have any real winds other than just a slight breeze, but it's also cool. It's low 50s. When I woke up at 4:45, it was 52 degrees. So that's pretty normal. So anyhow, decided to share. Good morning. It's after 8 a.m. and we are now in a period of looks like fog, not smoke, or there may still be smoke in the air, but this is definitely dense fog that we're getting. There's been some light, very, very light drizzle this morning, and the sky actually looks more like normal. It's still slightly on the sepia side, so I think we still have some smoke in the air. It's just not as bad as yesterday. So we shall see. We're looking at, I think, rain tomorrow. It's either tomorrow or Tuesday. And I think they're also talking about the possibility of some thunder and lightning later in the week. Maybe a flash or two, and that would be about it. But yeah, there's definitely a change for the better. It's not perfect, but we're heading in the right direction, I think. By the end of the week, we should be more or less normal. So that's Sunday the 13th. Well, it's 5:27 this afternoon. Things are looking better than they did yesterday for dang sure. Still smoky out there. The sun's still obscure, but not quite as bad as yesterday. But we're still looking at rains coming in early this week to help wash all this out. And according to Cliff Mass, by the middle of next week, we should be pretty much back in the clear as far as the smoke is concerned. So we continue on. Good morning. It's after 10 a.m. and it's Monday morning, and we still have smoke in the air. Forecasters have been saying we were going to start clearing out today, but they're finding out that that's not going to be the case. And the reason is there's an inversion layer at about 5,000 feet that's keeping the smoke at the surface. It's clearing out above that point, but it's still at the surface. So it's going to take a little longer for it to clear out. Now, hopefully some rain will come in and start washing all of this away. We'll see. But as far as the smoke is concerned, it's still there. And we're going to be seeing more of it for another day or two or three or four, however long it takes to clear out. But we shall see. And it's because of the sun not penetrating down onto the ground surface. Because of that, we're not getting the warmth that we need to stir up the air. So that's why. All that from Cliff Mass, who is a climatologist, and he does research on all this sort of stuff. We're still in it. We'll see what happens. More to come. I don't know if you will notice, if you can see it, but there's droplets on my porch where it's the roof, and I felt some sprinkles. Looks like we might be getting something rain-wise. Who knows? It's about 9:15 p.m. on Monday, so if it's going to do anything at all, it might not. It's just getting started. Good morning. I'm going to say almost 10 a.m., something like that. Anyway, as I showed last night, we did have a little bit of sprinkles, which turned into, I guess, a light shower overnight. Because as you can see, everything still looks a little damp. But we are have smoke, and we're still going to expect smoke until the end of the week. But I think that's an omen, a sign, something like that. Anyway, that chair, just a little damp out this morning. It's not even raining right now at all, but you can definitely tell it had been raining. Not sure you're going to see it, but you can see where there's actual clouds up there, not just smoke, and I'm starting to feel sprinkles. So who knows? We might have some improvements. Or Wednesday actually, and we are still quite smoky. As you can see at the beginning, there's very filtered sun up there, but it's still down here on the surface. The smoke is still here on the surface from Cliff Mass and others. We've got a few more days of this to clear out. First significant rain isn't going to be this week, but early next week instead. However, the issue now is the smoke has reached Washington, D.C. from all three states here on the West Coast. You can see it in Washington, D.C., you can see it in New York City, and it's actually extended out into the Atlantic. Bad enough that the BBC was even reporting on it. So we still have a few more days to go, and with healthy, very unhealthy, bad air quality to unhealthy to very unhealthy air is still going to be lingering around. Good morning. It's, I think, after 9 a.m. Almost feels like there might be some moisture in the air. Not enough to cause rain, but I think I might be feeling a little bare mist or something. Anyway, I think there may be some fog mixed in with the smoke, but we're supposed to start seeing, I think today we've got like a 5 to 10% chance of maybe some sprinkles, but sunny this afternoon, cloudy this morning. And tomorrow we've got, I think it's a 50% chance of significant moisture tomorrow and on Saturday. So we should, by the weekend, start seeing this clear out. Still have smoke over the U.S., but we're hanging on for a few more days. Okay, it's about 4 something this afternoon, maybe quarter to 5, something like that. We're still very smoky, as you can see, and there is a sun, and we can actually see it in the sky. We can actually see it radiating onto the ground. But we're also got high humidity of about 70 plus percent, and which is indicative in this area when we start getting muggy that we could see rain. And according to the Weather Channel, we're looking at 60% chance of rain tomorrow. So we could start seeing some stirring of the atmosphere and clearing out. We'll see. I do know the Oregon coast is cleared out, and it's fairly clear out there, but up here in Washington State, not so much yet. So that's where we are. This is taken just before 6 p.m. It's still muggy, but not feeling quite as much as it did a little earlier. But there's the sun. We pan up just a little bit. Don't know if you can see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's clouds. You can see just little striates of clouds. So something is happening, and it's looking like you get way up this way, and it actually looks like it's clear, or clear-ish. Let me focus. That's what's happening at the 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. It's late morning. It's about 11:30, 11:40 thereabouts. And as you saw in the pan, it's looking a little cloudy. That's because it is. We're actually getting sprinkles right now as I type, or as I film this. Anyway, we're expecting rain today, at least off and on. And then the real clearing takes place tomorrow. That is, winds will shift to the northwest, northwest, and it will start blowing the air out. Meanwhile, we're expected to have about 50% chance of rain today. So it should start blowing the air out. It's about 1:45, I think. And as you can see by the pan, first off, I'm in a different location. I'm at the front door. And 2, there's actually rain. Not heavy rain by any means, but it's rain. And as you can probably note by slowing down the video, it's looking a little clearer. I think it's starting to wash out. We'll see. But anyway, there is change, and it's here. This is the sound of gentle rain falling in the sky, from the sky. It's now 9:15, and we have rain. This is what we should be getting, and we are getting. Hear that? Cars running in the rain. The swish of tires against the wet pavement. Earlier this afternoon we cleared out, well, as far as the smoke is concerned. And we're supposed to continue tomorrow. Again, as I've said before, we are supposed to go from north, the wind's supposed to change from north, northwest, or west to west, northwest. Something like that. Anyway, it's supposed to help clear us out even more. The fact that we're getting rain is fantastic. Saw a flash of lightning earlier, about 8, I think. Anyway, it was just a flash off to the south, southwest, and that's it. Good morning. It's late mornings after 11 o'clock, and as you probably noticed by the scan, you can actually see clouds and the variability in places where, if I got it on film, you can actually see some breaks in the clouds in a couple of places, but otherwise it's cloudy. And I'm not sure, I think today is supposed to be mostly just cloudy, but I don't think we're expecting any rain today. I will probably do this for another day or two, just to kind of see how things progress. We had a line of thunderstorms blow through the area last night. I saw one flash of lightning but didn't hear any thunder. There's a barrage of them in Oregon and Washington, and just to make sure that we don't end up with new fires. But as of right now, we're cleared out. For the most part, there might be some minor smoke here and there, but otherwise we're pretty much back to normal, which is good. I think we're still, and I forgot to check before I ran the camera, I think we're still up for another front next week for rain, so we will see. But anyway, we're recovering from the smoke. Just a quick follow-up on the smoke situation, real quick. As you can see out there, it's rain. This is like a weather funnel coming in from out in the Pacific, to the point to where it's just funneling moisture in. We're expecting to get, I think, 5 inches of rain up in the Cascades, North Cascades, and another 5 inches later in the week. We've got a big storm coming in on Saturday. So, yes, it's been like this pretty much all day since at least probably 6 a.m., something like that. So, if you really want to know, our rain has come in for certain. We're supposed to be this way pretty much all week, but the 2 biggest ones are today and Saturday.